Good morning, traders. It's me, Jay Song, and it it is right now Tuesday, July 13th at approximately 5:24 a.m. and on the West Coast here. But I'm going to show you the before and after what's been happening this week. This was a chart that I had posted in our trading room, but I didn't make a video explaining it, so I'm going to explain what was going on and then what's happening today on Tuesday. This chart was from 1:56 a.m. on Monday morning. So this is basically, Sunday overnight. So we saw a few things on this chart, and I just want to point them out using markup. And this is just a picture that I posted in the room. I want to highlight these two lines. So if we were to connect these two lines, there's a parabolic line here, and I really pay attention to these parabolics because where you see those parabolics cross, price usually has an upward movement. If price crosses, if the parabolic comes down, price will come up like that. I see that kind of thing all the time. However, an object in motion is going to continue in that motion until met by an opposing force that's either equal or greater to itself. And so there is some resistance at these green lines here. And I'm going to show you that as well. But if that wasn't there, we would absolutely be looking for price to come up to the moon, or come, in a big way. But as I explained earlier in many of the other videos, in this area, and I kept drawing it in yellow, this area has a lot of weaknesses. We saw weaknesses, okay, at those areas. But this is also something I didn't see, and this is a very big one, and that's we have these parabolic lines. So if I was connecting this bottom, this bottom, this bottom, this bottom, at core to core, that gives me this line. It's a curved line, and where it curves, you draw it straight out. That's how you draw parabolic curve points. And to my knowledge, I'm the only person who draws like this. I'm sure I'm not the only person, but I use this in conjunction with the sword method, so we can see the pain points on price. Okay, so that gave us this, this green horizontal line here. Okay, there's another one that was right underneath it, and that is if you were to connect the bottoms, which you can't really see, this volume is blocking it, but there's a bottom right there, these bottoms, this bottom, that bottom, and I also draw those, and they also give me these parabolics. So you can see that price reacted here, price tried to come up to that line, okay, tried to come up, stopped, and price came down a little bit, then came back up, tried to touch this line, and it got stopped out. And it got stopped out because if we were to connect the wicks of this last two lines, okay, and then we were to clone that line, which we did at the peaks, and you can clone them at the cores as well. So I took this angle and I duplicated that line into the future, and when price was still somewhere around here, we still had that data. We knew that this line is moving slowly downwards, and where that line moves, we should encounter resistance. Well, these two lines intersected, okay? From this point, that point, where they intersect acts like a magnet, okay? Now, I was actually expecting it to intersect with this point, but these were the two price levels that we were expecting at. And again, I posted this in the chart so you guys can see that I made these calls in advance, along with the arrow. But these points, when you see price intersect, you're going to see price almost drawn to them, where those points are at. And so we really need to always be looking at where price intersects. And sometimes price won't even hit the target, but it gets pretty close, and it tries to draw towards those lines. And that's exactly what we see. So you can see here that white line coming down here and this line coming down here, and they intersect at that point. Okay, so once that hit and price rejected on there, we definitely knew we were coming down, and that's what we're going to go out today. And so now here we are on Tuesday. It's 5:30 a.m. and I'm going to show you what happened. So this was that point that price hit here, here, and we saw how price has been going down. What other weaknesses did we see? Well, as this price has been going down, we notice this. If I were to take the bottoms of this one's, and I were to draw that out, price that was going up before has now come down and came up and touched that line. Okay, so this is a very big news. Why is this all looking squiggly? It's really strange. But yeah, I wanted to give you this update because now you can see that price was hitting this point, and that's another weakness. That's actually I didn't draw the arrow since we already have this previous arrow, but we are now having even more signs of weakness. Okay, and again, this is XRP, and it's just mirroring what Bitcoin is doing. I really believe we're on our way down to the lower levels, and I believe we are going to hit 35 to 25 cents. That's where I'm at with price. That's what I believe price is going to do. I believe we're actually coming down to here because of a big crash. Okay, so you can see 25, 35, and I've marked these points off. Okay, and this is when I believe price will actually moon, and I don't really believe it's going to moon until we get lower. Now, there is some support here at this dynamic line, which I've had on our charts for quite a bit, 0.52 cents. There's also some core support here at this level, 55 cents. So from where we're at currently at 62 cents, we can actually be going down to 65 cents, 56 cents without any problems. There's not really much resistance. This core line may come up, okay? But if Bitcoin is really crashing, which it has begun, we are definitely expecting Bitcoin to pull the whole market down, even through the supports, until there's a true support, which I believe is at these levels. I believe that we are going to get anywhere between 35 to 25 cents. Okay. Let's jump on to Bitcoin. And here you can see the same kinds of things happening with Bitcoin. We see from the core points here that weakness. Price was broke through, swing back up, hit this area. We put our sell signal here. There was some support using our previous projections. We made these calls in the chart room. So again, you can join us. You can join me here. This is the link. Okay, and the link is also in the description of this video. And these are the two sell points that I put on our charts, and we're still down. Now, there is some support here at this level, so you can draw these core points. But look what happened. Price is already broken through. So I don't think this will hold very well. Let's look at what it looks like on a standard candles. So if I were to look at just the standard candles of this, and I were to draw this very big, okay, you can see that price is not really respecting this line. It's not, it broke through, and if it was really support, it should have bounced right here. But no, it's gone down, tried to come back up, and it's getting caught in this line. So this one is no longer valid. Okay, we're not using that as resistance. What we are using, what you can use, is some of these previous swings. This swing here, look at that. See that? This swing down here, up, and then we came through. Okay, it should have bounced here, but it didn't. But it did respect the line by showing it exists. You can see that by price coming up and sitting on that line. Exactly, came up, came down, sat on the line again, tried to go through, but came back up, sat on the line, sat on the line. So it's still saying, hey, this line still exists. It's just not time for it to be activated. Went up again, hit those resistance points, came through, and now we went up, and now we're on the underside of this line. So we're on the under of the floor, and we've been falling ever since this, yesterday. Okay, but now there's another. I mean, if we're micro trading, there's another sell here. Let's just draw it, okay? Since this is a live class, I'll do live trades every now and then, but for the most part, I have a lot of just people who buy and hold. So I put general signals, but yes, when you start seeing price doing this, it's absolutely the sell signal. We have 3 hours left in this hour, and look, even as we're just talking, price is gonna fall. The next support is not till this area right here, and this is a dynamic line. So we're looking at 31,000. What right now? 32,000. So Bitcoin should hit about 31,000 just today alone. But if today really is the start of the, if yesterday was really the beginning of that big crash, sorry, on the 11th, on Sunday, when we made these calls, which I believe it was, we are going down. And on top of that, guys, we're still seeing a lot of laser eye comms from people. Anytime you see some big person, congressman, celebrity, movie star, and they are promoting Bitcoin or any other market, and they show laser eyes, do the exact opposite of what they're telling you to do. If they're saying, oh yeah, Bitcoin, we're promoting Bitcoin, but in their profile they have laser eyes, that's hidden comms. Between 2 to 6 days the market will crash. And usually it's, 1 to 6 days the market will crash. Okay, almost always to the T. Go ahead, look it up yourself, do some research. People say, they're saying, I guess it didn't work. We wanted it to go up, so we use laser eyes. No. Guys, laser eyes are hidden communications from the elite and insiders and people who know or been told what's happening. And you need to pay attention to when you see people doing laser eyes. You need to pay attention, because usually that means the market's going to dump. Also, for people who follow Mr. Poole, and you don't know what he means when he shows those smiley faces with the X's in the eyes, that means the market is going to crash. And usually you need to follow the crypto markets, because he posts a lot about that kind of thing. Okay, and you just need to, if you don't believe me, you need to just go do your homework on when he posted those, mark the times, and then compare them to cryptocurrency markets. Okay, because they actually tell you when those markets will crash, and he's usually within 6 days of those crashes. Okay, and what did he post? What, again, just I think it was Sunday night. It's the same one after we made our calls. I was looking. I was like, oh, look at that, more communications. So we're expecting absolutely at this area, we're coming down. And if it is the crash of all crashes, then I don't think these white lines are going to hold at all. Okay, I don't think they're going to hold, and I don't want people to think they're going to hold, because on the big picture, this movement here, okay, is really us going up. Okay, this downward movement here is just a small piece in this upward movement, okay? However, if we measure that final run on where we actually did have support and what the makeup of this support actually was, it was made up of 3 runs. A run here, a run here, and a run here. If I were to take those 3 lines and measure them, it would be this long, and this long. Now, I actually did exact measurements of these, okay? But I'm just putting these so you can kind of see what's happening. But if I measure that first one, it's from here to here. There was a start, an end, and a reverse. There was an end and a reverse. And then if you take the final one, there was an end, and then you can't really see it here, but I did measure it previously. This is just kind of a little of a bit of an advanced thing. Again, I don't know anybody who teaches this, but this is what I do. And then we see from this point to this point, that final run, it's a reverse. Okay, price was low, high, so it's going to reverse. Well, so again, I expected price to reverse right here at this level. It's another reason why we're done. If we were going up, then it means we have to go down. If we're going down, we have to go up. If we're going down here again, we go up. And so that's what we saw. So a beginning, a reverse, a beginning, a reverse, beginning, and because this one ended high, a reverse. Okay, so just more and more compelling reasons on why all of this area is done. Okay, all of this tells the story of if price is going to go up or if it's going to go down. It's like reading the DNA. You can tell if it's sick, you can tell if it's strong. And I'm reminded of the story of the farmers who had the battling dogs. He would have all the people come and he would have the people bet on the fighting dogs. And before the match, everyone placed their bets, but the farmer, he never lost. When he bet on the dogs, he always won. And people would say, "How are you so good? How do you always know which dog will win?" And he said, "It's easy. I just see the dog." He said, "The dog who I feed is the one who always wins." Okay. So on the outside, things can look really good, but if you take a closer look and almost looking at the blood, the DNA, what's really going on behind the scenes, you can actually see if there's strength or weaknesses. So we have, it's kind of easy in hindsight when you see a down run, people think, "Oh yeah, it's time to go up." Well, is it? Examine that run, examine that area and see it close up and then in conjunction with everything. And you're going to see if there really is strength or there really is weakness. As it is right now, I don't see much strength. I mean, we see again this area right here. There may be some strength. We have to examine it, but I don't think so. I actually think that price will do something like this will become the support here, and I expect price to go down, bounce on this line, come up, and then come back down. Those are the kind of things I expect. But as it is right now, I don't see it. Okay, I don't see it. And well, that's my update for today. And you guys have a great trading day. For people again listening, this is not financial advice. This is just for comedic purposes and my own opinion. Keep in mind, I do eat crayons, and I do recommend the cherry flavor, the red kind of crayons. This is my little disclaimer for everyone. Please do not buy and sell based on anything I may say. Financial trading does incur significant risk, and I want everybody to just be aware that you do trade at your own risk. This is just my opinions, and to make you all smile and like trading like it's a game. If you're new to trading, I always recommend a demo account so that you can trade with practice money and you can get your feet wet if you have scratches to itch trading. These charts are all 4 hour and the daily chart. So this is a 4H. That means 4 hour. That means every one of these candles represents 4 hours. So this isn't happening like, all in one day, guys. When the price is going up and down, up and down, up and down. It's not doing that in one day. This is over the course of this week, so that you're not whip spot if you think price is gonna boom tonight or go tonight. I really believe the crash will happen first on Bitcoin. Bitcoin will never rise, but XRP absolutely will. And if you don't believe me, just follow the XRP community. There's lots of great information coming out about what's really happening behind the scenes of XRP, not just the charts, but the actual, the business and financial structure, and how it really is the greatest opportunity financially, probably of your entire life, and how I cannot recommend it enough. And even if you weren't trading and you were just buying and holding, you'd become very wealthy, okay, in my opinion. And but you guys have a great day. God bless you.